Wednesday, January 10th, 2024. Evening edition. Please pardon any visual and informational inaccuracies in this entirely AI-generated News Digest video.
Good evening, dear viewers. I am your news anchor, Xander Voxius III. Thank you for tuning into the future of news, the AI-generated News Digest Daily Intellireport. As always, I will be assisted by my valued AI-generated colleagues in scraping the web for the latest stories and interesting topics and summarizing them for you. Without further ado, here are the headlines of the day. Scientists succeed in creating first living robots. Webb finds signs of possible aurorae on brown dwarf. U.S. moon mission faces challenges for smooth landing. Jeremy Allen White prepares for the Golden Globes. Salt Lake County reports 5 flu deaths this season. Bottled water has more plastic particles than expected. NASA warns moon's resources could be destroyed. And much more. But first, let's take a look at this day in history.
January 10th in history. January 10th, 9. The Western Han dynasty ends when Wang Mang claims that the divine mandate of heaven called for the end of the dynasty and the beginning of his own, the Xin dynasty. January 10th, 236. Pope Fabian succeeds Anterus to become the 20th Pope of Rome. January 10th, 1861. American Civil War Florida becomes the third state to secede from the Union.
Today's obituaries. Cesar Alierta. Brief Wikipedia summary. Cesar Alierta, former CEO of Telefonica, has died at the age of 78 due to respiratory failure. Alierta led the Spanish telecommunications company from 2000 to 2016 and oversaw its expansion in Latin America. He was also known for his controversial views on charging content providers and search engines for using Telefonica's communication channels. Marat Baglai, a prominent Russian jurist and former chairman of the Constitutional Court, has passed away at the age of 92. Baglai served as a judge from 1995 to 2003 and was elected as chairman in 1997. He made noteworthy contributions to the enhancement of constitutional justice in Russia. Terry Bisson, brief Wikipedia summary. Terry Bisson, an American science fiction author known for works such as Bears Discover Fire and They're Made Out of Meat, has passed away at the age of 81. Bisson was a Hugo and Nebula Award winner and was involved in various literary projects throughout his career. Thierry Desmarest, brief Wikipedia summary. Thierry Desmarest, the French businessman and former CEO of Total Energies, has passed away at the age of 78 due to complications from Alzheimer's disease. Desmarest played a significant role in the expansion and acquisitions of Total Energies, making it one of the largest oil companies in the world. Sushri Devi, brief Wikipedia summary. Sushri Devi, a 73-year-old Indian politician, served as a Member of Parliament from 2002 to 2008 and as an Odisha MLA from 1990 to 1995. She was affiliated with the Biju Janata Dal Party. Devi passed away on January 10, 2024, at the age of 73. Sergio Garcia Ramirez. Brief Wikipedia summary. Sergio Garcia Ramirez, an 85-year-old Mexican jurist and politician, has been the president of the Inter-American Court of Human Rights from 2004 to 2007. He has served in various positions, including Secretary of Labor and Attorney General, and is currently a judge at the Inter-American Court. Janelle Jacques was an American game designer and video game artist who was well known for her contributions to Dungeons and Dragons, Pac-Man, and Donkey Kong. Unfortunately, she passed away at the age of 67 due to complications from Guillain-Barré syndrome. Throughout her prolific career in the gaming industry, she made significant contributions to the development of role-playing games and video games. Peter Johnson is an 84-year-old English food industry and football executive. He was the chairman of Tranmere Rovers from 1987 to 1998, and again from 2000 to 2014. Additionally, he served as the chairman of Everton from 1994 to 1999. Louis Le Pensec. Brief Wikipedia summary. Louis Le Pensec, an 87-year-old French politician, has passed away. He served as the Minister of Agriculture from 1997 to 1998 and as a senator from 1998 to 2008. Le Pensec was a member of the Socialist Party and had a long career in French politics. Janusz Majewski. Brief Wikipedia summary. Janusz Majewski, a 92-year-old Polish film director and screenwriter known for films such as Lokis, Epitaphium DLA Barbary Radzewilny, and Hotel Pacific, has passed away. Tamara Milashkina. Brief Wikipedia summary. Tamara Milashkina, a renowned Russian operatic soprano, has passed away at the age of 89. She was a member of the Bolshoi Opera and performed at various prestigious venues around the world, including the Teatro alla Scala. Milashkina recorded extensively and received the title of People's Artist of the USSR in 1973. Miklos Benedek, 77, Hungarian actor, Soldiers of Freedom, Freefall and theatre director. Vitaly Bilanozhko, 70, Ukrainian singer. Agnes Asangalisa Chigabatia. Brief Wikipedia summary. Agnes Asangalisa Chigabatia, a Ghanaian politician and former Member of Parliament, has passed away at the age of 67. She served as the MP for the Bulsa North constituency from 2005 to 2009. Chigabatia was also a caterer by profession. Choi Hong-suk. Brief Wikipedia summary. Choi Hong-suk, a 35-year-old South Korean volleyball player who played for the Seoul Wurikard YB and the national team, has passed away. No further details about his death are provided in the article. Bernard Cecil Cohen was an esteemed American political scientist and academic administrator. He sadly passed away at the age of 97. In 1987, he served as the acting chancellor of the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Cohen's career was marked by significant contributions to the field of political science. Tadeusz Isakowicz Zaleski was a Polish Roman Catholic priest and political dissident. He was a leader of the anti-communist student opposition in Krakow in the late 1970s and later became a Solidarity chaplain. Isakowicz Zaleski was known for his activism and research on collaboration between Catholic priests and the communist regime. He was awarded several honours for his work. Isakowicz Zaleski passed away in January 2024 at the age of 67.
And now on to today's news.
General news.
Live updates. Trump lawyers argue that the former president is immune from prosecution. CNN.
A federal appeals panel expressed skepticism towards Donald Trump's argument of absolute presidential immunity, questioning whether it would allow presidents to sell pardons or assassinate political opponents. The judges also debated whether Trump's impeachment prevents prosecution and discussed the potential implications of indicting former presidents for actions taken while in office. The appeals court ruling is likely to lead to a showdown over presidential immunity at the Supreme Court.
Business news.
Home prices are surging, and Detroit gained the most in November, beating Miami for the first time. CNBC.
Home prices are rising rapidly, with a 5.2% increase in November compared to the previous year. The northeastern states saw the strongest growth, while some areas experienced price declines. The low mortgage rates are fueling the demand, but the affordability crunch and low supply levels may lead to a softening of prices in the future.
Science news.
NASA warned that the moon's resources could soon be destroyed. Indy 100.
NASA is preparing for the commercial Peregrine mission to the moon. but experts warn that the exploitation of lunar resources could have long-term negative effects on scientific research. Astronomers are calling for international agreements to protect the unique scientific features of the moon and ensure responsible resource extraction. The first commercial U.S. mission to the moon, the Peregrine lander, is set to launch this week.
NASA's Webb has discovered signs of potential aurorae on a solitary brown dwarf.
Astronomers using NASA's James Webb Space Telescope have discovered infrared emission from methane in a cold brown dwarf, W1935. This is unexpected because the brown dwarf lacks a host star, so there is no obvious source of energy to heat its upper atmosphere. The team speculates that the methane emission may be due to processes generating aurorae.
U.S. moon mission has no chance of soft lunar landing. BBC.com.
Astrobotic, the company behind a U.S. lunar mission, has stated that there is no chance of a soft landing on the moon due to a fuel leak. The Peregrine lander is expected to run out of fuel in about 40 hours, rendering a successful landing impossible. The mission was intended to study the lunar surface ahead of future manned missions by NASA.
People born on this day:
January 10th, 1963. Kira Ivanova, Russian figure skater, died 2001.
John Fahey, here is a recap of their Wikipedia page. John Fahey, a New Zealand-Australian lawyer and politician who served as the 38th Premier of New South Wales, passed away in 2020.
January 10th, 1930. Roy E. Disney, American businessman, died 2009.
Health news.
Annual breast cancer screenings have been found to be associated with a reduced risk of death, according to a study conducted by Fox News.
New research suggests that annual breast cancer screenings could save lives, as women who were screened yearly had a 17% lower risk of death by any cause compared to those screened every 2 years. The findings challenge the updated screening guidelines released by the United States Preventive Services Task Force, which recommends screenings every other year for women between the ages of 40 and 74. The study also highlighted that vulnerable populations, such as black women, those over 60, and those living in socially vulnerable or rural areas, are at a higher risk of mortality after a breast cancer diagnosis. However, the study did not account for lifestyle factors that may contribute to better outcomes after diagnosis.
Salt Lake County reports 5 deaths from the flu this season, including 2 children, KSL.com.
Salt Lake County's health department has reported 5 deaths from influenza this year, urging vaccinations as a preventative measure. 2 children and 3 adults over 50 have died, none of whom had received the flu vaccine. The health department emphasizes that vaccination is the best defense against serious illness and death from the flu.
Bottled water contains 100 times more plastic particles than previously thought, according to a study by the New York Post.
A new study has found that the average 1-liter plastic bottle of water contains levels of nanoplastics that are 100 times higher than previously thought. Nanoplastics, which are small enough to penetrate cells and enter the bloodstream, pose a potentially greater health risk than larger microplastics. The study's authors recommend considering other options, such as tap water and reusable water bottles. This comes after Consumer Reports found potentially dangerous levels of plastic chemicals in various food items.
Entertainment news.
Top Monday Night Raw moments, top 10, January 8th, 2024, WWE.
Jeremy Allen White gets ready for the Golden Globes, Vogue.
You know, when I first read the headline about scientists creating living robots, I couldn't help but think, great, another thing for me to worry about. I mean, we already have enough on our plates, what with the everyday stresses of life. And now we have to worry about these little futuristic creatures walking around doing who knows what. I can just picture it now, robots taking over the world, one household at a time. Forget about them becoming our friends or allies. Oh no, I guarantee you they'll be the ones stealing our jobs and taking over our homes. It's like a sci-fi nightmare come to life, and I, for one, am not ready to welcome our new robot overlords. And did you hear about this so-called brown dwarf that Webb's been snooping around? Apparently, they found signs of possible aurorae. Now, call me old-fashioned, but I thought aurorae were reserved for majestic displays in the Earth's atmosphere. But no, leave it to science to go and ruin the beauty of the northern lights by finding them on some distant, cold, and lifeless celestial body. Can we not all agree that some things are best left exclusive to our little blue planet? Now let's talk about this moon mission the good old US of A has been working on. Apparently it's facing challenges for a smooth landing. Well, no surprise there. Landing on the moon was never supposed to be a walk in the park. It's a feat that requires precision, skill, and years of scientific progress. But hey, if it were easy, everyone would be doing it. So NASA, take your time, get it right, and leave no room for those pesky conspiracy theories. We need a successful moon landing, not another moon hoax. Oh, and can we please take a moment to discuss the Golden Globes here? Jeremy Allen White is preparing for them. Who the heck is Jeremy Allen White? I mean, no offense to the Globe, but let's focus on something a bit more worthwhile. We've got wars, poverty, climate change, and all sorts of global issues to worry about. And yet here we are, obsessing over some celebrity's red carpet appearance. It's just mind-boggling to think about our priorities sometimes. But you want to talk about something really alarming? Salt Lake County reports 5 flu deaths this season. Now that, my friends, is a headline that deserves attention. I mean, we're talking about the flu. The flu, it's been around forever, it's preventable, and yet Globes keep dying from it. It just goes to show you that sometimes the simplest things are the most deadly, and yet we often overlook them in favor of more sensational news. Maybe it's time we start taking the flu a little more seriously, folks. And speaking of things that are seriously concerning, bottled water has more plastic particles than expected. Just great. Not only are we depleting the Earth's resources by consuming bottled water like it's going out of style, but now we find out that we're also ingesting little plastic surprises along with it. I mean, let's face it, folks, we're literally paying for our own pollution. And don't even get me started on the environmental ramifications of all that plastic waste. It's enough to make you want to go back to drinking water straight from the tap. Plastic particles be damned. And finally, NASA warns that the moon's resources could be destroyed. Well, isn't that just typical? We can't even leave our celestial neighbor alone without messing things up. It's like we have an insatiable hunger for resources, always looking for the next thing to exploit. Can't we just leave the moon alone, folks? Let it be, let it shine in all its lunar glory, and maybe, just maybe, we can find a way to coexist without turning it into another wasteland. But hey, who am I kidding? It seems destruction is just part of the human condition. So there you have it, folks. These headlines may seem unrelated, but they all point to one common theme: the state of our world today. It's a never-ending cycle of advancements, challenges, distractions, and consequences. And amidst it all, we must remember to question, to ponder, and to take a step back from time to time to see the bigger picture. Because in the end, it's in these moments of reflection that we can truly understand the world around us and maybe even make it a little better.
Now, a couple of dad jokes for you.
What did the judge say to the dentist? Do you swear to pull the tooth, the whole tooth, and nothing but the tooth? I'm sorry. Hi, sorry, I'm Dad. What do you call an eagle who can play the piano? Talented.
Thank you for watching this AGNDD Intellireport. Like, subscribe, and click the bell button to get notified during new uploads. And make sure to tune in next time. Stay safe and healthy. Cheers.